What's up guys, Intelitech Studios here, and this is the unboxing of the Sanitare SL4110A. Nailed it. Anyways, this is my first ever Sanitare, although it is kind of cheating. This Sanitare is a brand new model, one that no one on YouTube has ever unboxed and reviewed before, at least not that I'm aware of. I've searched for it and found nothing, so we will see if that still holds true by the time this video is uploaded. Perhaps it's entirely possible that, well, maybe this isn't the first. But I've never had this vacuum before, and it's a pretty new vacuum, but it's also not. You get the point. Let's check this out. Also, sorry for the echo, so since that room's a little bit echoey, we're going to move the unboxing into the room with the magic carpet. Okay, so this is the Sanitare Professional Upright Vacuum. Yeah, very descriptive, isn't it? Pretty plain box. It says 1 pack, so presumably they sell these in multiple packs, like they're, I guess, yogurt packs. Or whatever you call the things that hold yogurt. What are those called? Cups? Yogurt cups? How they sell those in 6-packs? I don't know. I tried to be funny, and it failed. Anyways, let's go ahead and open up this box. If I can figure out where I put my Kniffy, which is right here. Okay, so this is a box. Oh, don't drop it. It's very lightweight. It's not too heavy. It looks to be about the size of another box featuring a different vacuum that's not all that different. So the interesting thing is that I had this shipped through Amazon in an outer Amazon box because I thought that would protect the inner box and make it look nice. But I didn't realize it's like very, very plain box, so there's not really much to protect. So I basically just got an extra box for nothing, for no reason. But it was free, so whatever. And if I can open this with one hand, let's open up the magic Sanitare. So could you say that the Sanitare bug has bit me? I wouldn't exactly say so, at least not once you see what machine this actually is. Many people don't know this machine exists and would probably question its existence because why would this machine exist? What is the purpose for it? Well, once this gets unboxed, I will explain why this machine exists and why you may end up wanting to get it. At least for the same reason that I bought it for. This is not going very well. Wow, this is going very poorly. Okay, can we... This is the worst unboxing I've done in quite a long time. So apparently there is cardboard underneath this. Well, no, there's not. That is strong tape. Very, very, very strong tape. Okay. Wow. And we are greeted with cardboard. Lovely. Oh, okay. So there's some cardboard. Here's an owner's manual, which is all squished and not in good condition. Kind of ridiculous for a brand new machine. So there's the user's manual. And all the parts. Where have I seen that before? Interesting. Where have I seen that before? Where have I seen that? You get the idea. Hey, look, it's a hose. That's kinked out of the box. What the hell? Oh, that's lovely. And I can't pull the hose out. Why can't I pull the hose out? It's not even caught on anything. Or is it? No, it is. What's this caught on? There's a hose. which has the collar attached to it. And look at that. It's damaged right out of the box. Look at that. The hose. Well, then again, actually. No, yeah. See, it's kinked. I know they say not to kink shame, but I'm going to kink shame that. That's awful. All right. So, we have a handle. Oh, come on. This is supposed to be easier. So there's a handle. Here's some plastic, and now there isn't a handle to pick the thing up by. Well, actually, there kind of is. And we're going to pull this out of the box. And not drop it. By holding the box with my feet. Alright. And that is everything in this box. Okay. Alrighty. So, this is the vacuum. Don't you love this unboxing? Isn't it great? Not your typical business grade unboxing. Oh wow, that lever does not feel great. Okay. How is this lever? Still got both positions. Feels a bit funky. Got the on-off switch. Pretty self-explanatory. Says Sanitare on the front. Says Professional on the front. You notice what machine this looks like? Looks kind of similar, doesn't it? Looks pretty familiar. So this is a 10 amp vacuum. This is a 10 amp model, and it's model SL4110A. Interesting. This one was manufactured on the 16th day. This was manufactured January 16th, 2020. Interesting. Got some dust from the cardboard. And we have got the cable, 30-foot cord, very nice. Got a little piece of cardboard holding the handle on. We're going to go ahead and put this together. Now we can see we have the 3 screws taped to the handle. Very nice metal handle. Very good quality feeling. Looks very good. So we're going to pull these screws off of this handle, which is easier said than done. Okay, normally this tape comes off easier. This is not exactly doing so. Still a very nice handle though. I like the way it feels. Just gonna pull this off. And this is not going very well. This is supposed to be nicer because this is the only unboxing video on YouTube that's supposed to look good. Good first impressions. Well, it's not doing that. Okay. I'm just gonna rip this bag off. There we go. I'm just gonna rip that off. So we got 3 screws right there. And are these all the same size? They are not supposed to be the same size. At least based on the machine this is supposed to be based on. Okay. So we're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver. But the first thing that we can do is take this handle, line it up with the back of the handle assembly, and slide it onto the machine. You can see this handle is blue. Why are you not focusing? You can see this handle is blue. So we slide it onto the top of the machine, and it's for some reason not sitting flush, even though I pushed it in all the way. Which is odd. I don't know why it's not sitting flush. Well, either way, feels very nice. That very sturdy Very sturdy metal handle. I really, really, really enjoy that. It's really nice. Nice, sturdy feeling handle. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and grab a screwdriver and put in these screws. We got 3 screws right along here. So we got one here, and one here. All 3 screws go on. Wait a minute. No. No. Because these screws are already in. Yeah, I said that wrong. Sorry, I just woke up. Screw goes here, and then for the hose collar, 2 screws go here. How did I get that wrong? I've literally owned this machine. A very similar machine to this, like, not joking, like I've owned maybe 100, 250 of these over the years. So I should know. Ow. Ow. Well, that metal handle is definitely of good quality. Anyways, let's grab a screwdriver. Okay, so one thing that's interesting that I noticed is that both of these tabs were not snapped in all the way. So the reason the handle was flush is because this tab, for some reason, was not snapped in properly from the factory. Why? I don't know. But that tab was not snapped in. So make sure these 2 tabs are snapped in properly, otherwise the handle will not go on flush. So for some reason, that was a little defect with mine. And now, after that, the handle goes on perfectly flush with no issues. So now that the handle is on flush, we can grab one of these screws, put it in this little middle hole right here, grab a standard, I believe this is referred to as a number 2 Phillips head screwdriver, but I could be wrong on that, and screw the screw into the handle. Which you might have to kind of brace it in order to get enough resistance on it to drive that screw in, and it's still not going to go in either way. So I hold it with my legs, then it might work. Okay, I just had this in all the way, and then it just somehow came out when I was screwing it in. How did that happen? That's really bizarre. I'm not sure why this isn't flush. For some reason it keeps unthreading, even though I'm applying plenty of pressure, and I've never had issues installing one of these handles before, although this is a slightly different handle. So you may have to add some extra pressure to get this screw to thread properly. There we go. Now it's all the way in. Just like that. Now we take this hose collar, and this is a twist and snap hose, so I'm actually going to unsnap this hose just to make it easier. And I'm going to pull this hose off, which for some reason doesn't ship like that. I'm going to pull this hose off. Why am I struggling so much with this? Yes, this is unthreaded. Why is this not popping out? Why is this stuck? This is unthreaded. It should not be stuck. Okay, well that does not want to come out, even though that's supposed to be. See, there it goes. There we go. That was way too much effort. Again, I had multiple power forces over the years, and I had the big green commercial, which that one I did get brand new, which had the exact same hose, and this hose is kinked in that corner right there. Look at that, out of the box, the hose is damaged. Anyways, so we got 2 screws right here. I like to start off by just driving them in with my fingers if I can. Start the thread with no sort of pressure. I generally recommend against using power tools to drill in these screws, or basically like an electronic screwdriver, but you probably get away with it with this machine. And again, you have to kind of brace it with your feet, unless you're doing this with two hands, in which case you can just put your other hand at the front of the machine. Screw that in place. Then screw this in place. There we go. So that is all good. So now, since I disconnected the hose, we're going to put the hose back in, which it just pushes in just like this. Although, again, it's for some reason really stiff. When, again, the big green that I bought, I also purchased brand new, and it was not this stiff. So that slides in, and since it's the twist and snap hose, it snaps to the side like that. And it didn't really snap, though. It just kind of did it. But not very confidence inspiring. But yes, you can see that does rotate and lock into place. And then there's no hose clip. It's just a little, well, actually, it's kind of a clip. It's more so just a hook. And the hose connects down here, just like that. It feels weird, like looking at this machine and then grabbing a handle that feels like this. It just not used to it. Anyways, so that's all in. Look at that hose. Yuck. That's awful. Oh well. Then we got the combination dusting brush and upholstery tool. By the way, this one ships on the dusting brush side, as they usually do. We're going to put that right there, which is hard to do with one hand. Why is this unboxing going so terribly? Okay, yeah, okay. And then we're going to grab the crevice tool, put it inside the extension wand, which it came like that out of the box, and place that right there. And then I'm going to make a second attempt with this combo tool, which is hard to do with one hand. And because this hose keeps sliding, I can't grip it to put it on. Ooh, that was an interesting squeaky noise. Come on, why are you just pushing the machine forward and not snapping into place? There we go. Okay. So that's in place. And then the cord goes right there, because I'm too lazy to wind this thing up. I very well could make the joke that I usually do about companies being nice and including free twist ties, but because the hose is kinked, I'm going to be ignoring that joke because it's not funny, and I'm actually a little bit upset about that. So, cat's out of the bag, we know what machine this is. By the way, there's a grounded plug. Now, one thing that's interesting that I just noticed, that I'll show you in a second, is that there's no pigtail connector for this. It's just straight cord. It has the same cord as the Bissell Big Green. It's the same 30-foot thick cord, but the Big Green had a thicker cord, and it had the pigtail style connector, so you could easily replace the cord. So, anyways, that is the Sanitare Professional SL4110A unboxing. Now, how much did I pay for this lovely beast? Well, here's the thing. There is a bagless version of this too, which, just like the Bissell Big Green, is based off the first generation Power Force Helix. And this machine, as well as the Bissell Big Green, both retail for about the same price. Both this Sanitare and the Bissell Big Green version of this exact machine retails for $140, but with discount codes or getting them through Amazon or certain other places, you can sometimes find them for around $120. I paid $120 for this on Amazon. I was going to purchase it directly from Sanitare, but if I purchased it through Amazon, I saved about $1 and change from taxes and other things that were just a little bit different between Amazon and Sanitare's own website. So if you order this through Sanitare's website, you can use the code June 15, through the rest of the month to get, I believe was it 10% off machines and 15% off accessories, not 50% off accessories. And then, of course, with Amazon, you have the normal Prime crap. So, anyways, I got this machine for $120. So I thought since that's a little bit cheaper than the $140, why don't I check it out? Because no one else has done a video on this machine. And people keep asking about it. There was some person who introduced this machine to me, and I need to figure out what that person is so I can give them a shout out for mentioning this machine's existence. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known about it. So if I can't remember it throughout this video, then I will credit them in the video description. So that is the Sanitare SL4110A. Did I get that correct? Yes, I did. Okay. Sanitare SL4110A. And speaking of 10A, this is the 10 amp model. So this has the exact same motor as the big green variant. Once again, it has that 10 amp motor, which is just the commercial variant of the Bissell PowerForce 71Y7-V, which is similar to my 1398 PowerForce, only with a 10 amp motor instead of an 8 amp motor, because my 1398 PowerForce has an 8 amp motor. So now that we have this machine, we can compare all three of them. And yeah, okay, let's check and see what bag this has in it. So it's got some weird Sanitare bag, Sanitare style BU bags. Copyright 2019 Bissell Inc. Oh, that's a shocker. So yeah, for those who don't know, Sanitare was purchased by Bissell from Eureka because Eureka is obviously going bankrupt. Not happening yet, but it's happening at some point in the future. Eureka will go bankrupt since they sold off Electrolux to Aris and they sold off Sanitare to Bissell. Hence this machine's existence. Yeah, you can still buy the older Eureka-based Sanitaires. So that's kind of nice. You can still buy the one Sanitare that's based on the Eureka Whirlwind Lightspeed. And I may pick that up at some point. I have no interest in the standard, the Sanitare traditions. I have no interest in those machines at all. I'm not a fan of bulky direct air machines like that. If I'm going to use a direct air machine, I would much rather have an old Hoover Elite or my Auric. That's just me. Unless there's some other machine that I'm not thinking of, that would be very nice to have in a direct air motor. Of course, it's got the same little filter, although this filter feels even cheaper than the one in my Big Green. The one in my Big Green feels like an actual filter. This feels like a piece of felt. But I'm pretty sure it's the same filter material. And of course, I didn't put that in there properly. Yeah, this does not feel very confident in expiring. So I would not rely on this to keep the motor clean, which is why I'll be using my Hepa bags that I always use in all my machines. This filter door is really stiff. Wow, that is not opening. Okay. Same, again, post-motor filter, but post-motor filter somehow feels even cheaper than the Big Green. The Big Green filters felt a lot more premium and nice feeling. My Big Green was manufactured in 2018, so it is a couple years old. Same 5 height adjustments. Ooh, this knob feels very smooth. I really like that. There is no sort of like gross feeling with the knob. It feels exactly how it should be. It's very perfect feeling knob. So that's all good. If we lay this machine down, you can see that brush roll. Pretty much the same Bissell brush roll we're all used to, except the bristles are very soft for some reason. I mean, they're not very soft, but I mean, they're softer than what I would expect, which is interesting. So I'm actually wondering if the cleaning performance of this would be a little bit different than the Big Green, because these bristles are not very soft. Well, that is interesting. Probably shouldn't do that because you're probably going to wear out the latch by pulling it up like that. The latch, oops, okay, I dropped it. Okay. So, I guess there's nothing much left to do other than I guess, give it a test run and see how it sounds. I mean, there's nothing really special about this. It's just a... But then again, I have yet to see a single video of this running. So even though this is very similar to all those other machines, I will run it since I have yet to see a video of this running. So I'm sure you guys will probably want to see it too. So I'll show it running. And again, here's that manual. Also, the promotional material never shows what the back of the handle looks like. So that's what it looks like. It's actually blue. So that's kind of nice. So I was very curious what the back of this machine looked like because I wasn't sure if this machine still had the carrying handle with the changed handle. Yes, it does in fact still have the carrying handle, so that is good. So you have the better quality handle, but you don't lose the carrying handle. So basically, between this and the big green, it seems like the main thing is, do you want a better cord or do you want a better handle? Pick one. Although I guess in theory, you could probably just buy the big green, buy this handle, and probably put it on the big green. It'd look funny, but I'm sure that would work. Anyways, so let's put a Hepa Bag in here and run this thing. Right, so the Hepa Bag is installed in the Sanitare. That's what the bag door looks like. See, this bag door feels a lot closer to the consumer grade Power Force than the commercial big green, which is kind of weird because you would think that the Sanitare would be of a better quality than the standard commercial Bissell, but maybe not. But that also means that it's much easier to take on and take off. I remember reading a few reviews of this online, since obviously this hasn't been around for very long, so there's not that many reviews on this. And on Amazon, a lot of people commented and said that it felt very cheap. And you know, I can honestly understand that because this does feel closer to the $13.98 consumer Power Force than it does to the big green commercial, which isn't exactly confidence inspiring for a $140 machine. And they also sell the bagless version of this based on the first gen Helix, and that version is like upwards of $170, $180. So if I paid $180 for that bagless variant, I may be a little bit upset considering that the build quality would not be the best, and that the filtration is obviously going to be horrible because the filtration on the first gen Helix is also very horrible. So in both cases, with the big green and with this, and with the Power Force, I always say to get the bagged variant, and I'm glad that I purchased the bag variant instead, because first off, even if they were the same price, even if they were both $120, I'd get the bagged variant. But especially considering that you're saving like $50 buying the bagged variant, just get the bagged variant. Please don't entertain the bagless version. Unless you really want it, unless you're a collector and you know what you're getting into. If you're actually going to be using the machine, I can already tell you right now, don't buy the bagless variant. Buy this bagged variant if you're trying to decide between those two machines, whether you're going with a Sanitare or with the big green variant. I can tell you that right now without even having touched the commercial version of the Helix. So, with that in mind, here's the Bissell Power Force that I reconditioned, the 1398. So this is the newest version of the old body style Power Force that exists on the consumer grade. And then there's the Bissell Big Green Commercial. And then there's the Sanitare edition, the Sanitare SL4110A. So we've got the Bissell Power Force 1398, the Bissell Big Green BGU145T, and the Sanitare SL4110A. I believe I got all of those correct. I might have screwed up on that one, but hopefully that was correct. Either way. So my point is, like I mentioned, this handle is not as nice as this. This handle is not going anywhere. But this one, the hose is not kinked. And the cord, much thicker. And this cord has this little pigtail thing, so you can easily replace the cord. This Sanitare does not have that. So, not a fan of that. However, the good news is that in my case, even if I was going to use this to clean commercially, which is possible in theory, I do know how to replace cords on these. So it'll be interesting to see how parts availability is for this. I haven't exactly looked into that yet. Obviously, yes, Sanitare wants you to buy the BU style bags and the whatever style belts they say this uses, but obviously this can use Bissell style 7 bags, filters, and belts. I mean, that's no surprise. So, obviously, parts are going to be easy to find if you are willing to, at the very least, they're going to be easy to find if you're willing to cross replace with the consumer grade Power Force. But of course, that does mean that those parts are going to be more likely to break in a commercial setting. This handle lock does not have my utmost confidence. You see it sounds very weak. The one on my Power Force also is very flimsy sounding, although this one does feel worse. Whereas my Big Green, well, honestly, that's about the same. Still feels a little bit better than the Sanitare, but the difference is negligible. So yeah. But yeah, so that's all three of those. By the way, I already filmed a comparison video between these Power Forces and all my other Power Glides and stuff, so that video is recorded. It's like an hour-long video, so that will go up at some point, so you don't have to keep asking about the Power Force comparison. Compare the 1390 and the 3522. Yes, that's already happening. So that video is recorded. It just needs to be uploaded. So, and that will be coming soon. So with that out of the way, well, I guess this is high carpet, so, and that's high. It's really hard to see this writing on here. Kind of wish that was in white so you could see it. No headlight as expected. Wish it had one, but none of the Eureka variants have headlights either. Even if they're based off machines that have headlights, like the Whirlwind Lightspeed version, they take off the headlights. So I don't like that. Didn't older Sanitare Traditions used to have headlights? I know the new ones don't. Maybe the Sanitare collectors can correct me on that. And probably a lot of the Sanitare collectors are probably going to be very angry at me for buying this because it's fundamentally just a Bissell that I've already had a billion of instead of an actual real Sanitare. But I also may buy that Whirlwind Lightspeed just to piss you off even more, so get used to it. Anyways, let's go ahead and run this Sanitare and see how well this thing runs. Well, it's just about what I expected. It sounds a little bit different than the Big Green. I think. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. That motor does sound a little bit odd. It doesn't sound bad. Like, obviously, it's a brand new machine. And yeah, that motor is definitely going to last, a decade, no problem. If not two, with good use. I mean, the original Power Glide is still working. So I still see no reason why this thing can't last 20 years in a residential setting and 10 in a commercial setting. I guess depending on how frequently it's used and abused. Another thing that's interesting is that this, I believe, only has a 1-year warranty. Which again, all of these machines had a 1-year warranty, but the Bissell Powerlifter bagged pet had a 5-year warranty. And if you go by their standard manufacturer suggested retail prices, that power lifter is only $10 more than this. And it has more features and it has the same cord length, but it doesn't have as nice of a handle. So, yeah, I guess. But anyways, that's the Sanitare SL4110A unboxing and comparison between, I mean, there's really not much to compare between those two. But, yeah, that's the Sanitare, and let me know what vacuums you want to see next, I guess. I got a ton of vacuums on the way. I ordered a bunch. I basically got some birthday money, and I got paid from YouTube, so I have quite a few machines on the way. A very large number of machines on the way. Not vacuum save territory, although I guess I do have enough to do one of those. But I'm talking buying like actual machines, not like finding crappy ones. Buying new machines, buying refurb machines, that sort of thing. Buying used machines that are in good condition. So, yeah. Since I am waiting on a couple of machines, once those machines arrive, I will do another vacuum save because people keep asking me to do that. So yes, a new vacuum saved will be coming up soon, but obviously I can't do videos on vacuums that I don't have yet, so please bear with me and be patient on that. I know you want to see another vacuum save video. There is one soon that will be coming. I have a couple machines already that are saving up for the vacuum saved, and I don't do vacuum save with like 2 or 3 machines. I try to wait until I get a couple more because I have a couple more that are from a premium brand that I am very fond of, and they're both the same SKU as each other, even though they're different models, if that gives you a hint. So I'm waiting for those 2 machines to arrive, and once those arrive, I will do another vacuum save video featuring 2 other machines that I have that are also machines that I've been wanting to get for a long time, but those in particular need some work. So hopefully that's a decent teaser for the next vacuum save video, which will be probably like a week or 2 from now, depending on how long eBay and OfferUp take for the items to ship. Usually that's like a week. So I would say by next Friday, expect to see a vacuum save video, unless, obviously there's still a virus going on, so unless something crazy happens. So, anyways, that's the Sanitare SL. Okay, now I'm looking at the manual. That's the Sanitare SL4110A bagged upright vacuum cleaner. And I hope you enjoyed this video unboxing. And I hope you found it helpful. I hope you found it interesting, since nobody has done a video on this yet. Again, at least not that I've seen. I'm not saying the video doesn't exist. I'm saying I haven't seen it. So before you find one in the catacombs of Tuyub and send it to me, I didn't see it. So this is probably going to be the first video that you're likely to see on this machine. So hopefully me buying this brand new means that hopefully people will see this video. And, it'll help people decide if they want to get it or not. Now, a full review on this will be coming soon, like all my machines that I buy brand new. Every machine that I buy brand new is with the intention of reviewing it. So, full review will be coming soon of this, and if you want, even though it's pretty redundant, I can do a demo on this as well.